Hello, welcome to Mandy Monday. This is a place where art, faith, and island living all come together. In today's first Mandy Monday episode, I'm going to be talking about 25 things that I learned in the year of 2025. So if you're an artist or an entrepreneur, I would say stick around to the end because hopefully this is going to be very inspiring for you to continue in your creativity and to not give up and to know that the world needs what you carry. All right, so let's get into the video. So takeaway number one, I felt this wholeness and self-acceptance, self-worth, and self-confidence that I have never felt in my whole entire life. It started in the beginning of 2024. It really was solidified in 2025, and that is the foundation upon which everything else has been built upon in 2025. So takeaway number two is that I let go of wanting to be a coach. Now, in the beginning of 2025, I traveled to Texas to attend a weekend-long seminar. And although I'm really glad that I attended that seminar, what I realized is that my pursuit of wanting to be a coach, it all just kind of boiled down to, I was just kind of trying to fix myself, and I don't want to do that anymore. So the third takeaway I got from 2025 is falling in love with my own art again. I had all these illustrations from years ago and they were just under my bed and in my closet, and I took them out and it was as though I was seeing them for the first time, but through the eyes of appreciation and love instead of constantly trying to emulate other artists. That brings me to point number 4. I started to create art from joy again. So one of the biggest takeaways was I started making these cute little stickers out of my own illustrations.
Number 5 is getting deeper into my morning routine and making it an absolute. So it involves journaling, reading the Bible, going for a run, and listening to worship music to connect with the Lord.
Number 6 takeaway. This is something that I thought about a lot years prior. In 2025 was when I really started taking massive action in this area. And that is to, in a sense, multiply myself. So instead of painting one painting, selling that to one person and only making that one amount of money, I now draw something and then that can become a print, it can become a sticker, it can become a greeting card, it can become a magnet, a bookmark. Then I can take that one drawing and that thing could make more money, which leads me into the next point. Number 7 is that I bought this house, which is an oceanfront house. Actually, that's not true. I did not buy this house, but in 2025, I did start taking steps in the direction of someone who could buy a home like this, because I am no longer just getting paid when I clock in. I decided to let go of this job that I had. It was a leap of faith, I will tell you. So I graciously let go of being an independent contractor for this very big company here on the island. And I just sent them an email thanking them for all the work that they had given me over the past many years. It was time for me to take a step in the direction of faith and to become an independent artist.
Number 8 was something I never thought would happen. I was offered a job as an art teacher part-time. It has become the most wonderful blessing in my life. Here's some of my students' artwork, and look at all the art supplies I get to have in my classroom. Number 9, no social media. I was using Instagram and Facebook, and I decided to not use those anymore. And I have to tell you that those were the best months of 2025. But then I felt the pull to get back on, and I did for a little bit of time. And now I am no longer on those platforms because I decided to get off of them again. And it's been really nice because it's just fostered this place in my soul of such peace and presence. Therefore, I'm getting outside more and just appreciating the beauty of being outside. And it's not very hard to appreciate the beauty here in Hawaii, that's for sure.
Dating. Let's just talk about dating in 2025. There's not much to talk about, actually. I met 2 men and went on a few dates with one and 1 date with another one. And what I learned in 2025 is that I am the chooser and I'm not the chaser. And I actually put myself in that position. I was asking myself the questions of like, do I feel safe with him? Is he the type of man that I actually would want to share my life with? I realized that even though they were great and the old Mandy in the past would have gone cuckoo bananas over them, I just wasn't interested in going on any more dates, and I was able to communicate that in a very gracious way. One of the most blessed things to come out of 2025 was that I joined a local market with a bunch of other vendors and makers. I started face painting there, and what a community. People that just want to see you succeed. The most exhilarating place to be. Another takeaway, like I said, this market has just been such a blessing, but it has been a place for me to be able to explore what is going to sell. What do people actually want? How can I learn how to be a better businesswoman and learn that selling is actually service. I had this feeling about selling like, oh, I don't want to like bother people. You're not bothering anybody when you have beautiful handmade art that you could sell to someone to make their life better. And not only that, but they could have this amazing connection with you, and it could completely change their whole entire day. Selling is service. Selling is love. Business is love. If you're in the business of doing the right thing, if you're in the business of God, selling is love. So grateful that I'm finally making this dream come true that I've had for years, to see my artwork become things that people have in their homes, like stickers on their water bottles. If you're someone who is a maker, creator, put yourself out there, get yourself around other makers, other creators, and just try. Number 14, I really saw how important it is to cultivate an abundance mindset, and to do this as a practice every day, all day, to be constantly looking at the evidence that God is everywhere, God's providence is everywhere, God's abundance is everywhere. I mean, let's just look right here at the ocean. I mean, how much water is in the ocean? We have a magic magnifying mind. We have to be really careful to notice where we're focusing, because you really are going to get what you focus on. Number 15 was this realization in 2025 that hit me so hard. After I took the job being an art teacher and I fell in love with the children, it made me realize, wow, I've missed the point of being able to be a mom. I had to go through and allow myself to feel the immense grief. And then that led me to point number 16, which was honoring my grandmother and all the women that have gone before me, and all the hardships and all the things that they had to go through so that I could finally break the pattern. It's like God did this unbelievable healing and restoration in me in a foundational way to the root. And there was some grief about that. There was some like pain. There was some resentment, especially once I kind of feel like I passed through portal almost onto the other side. So in 2025, there were a lot of messages on podcasts, on YouTube videos, all about nervous system regulation, nervous system down regulation. My nervous system had been in a state of fight or flight for a very long time. It became so important for me. And I saw the correlation between what you want and what you desire. If you're not getting what you want, then there's probably something to do with your nervous system. Your nervous system hasn't yet acclimated to that level of success or that level of love or that level of vulnerability or exposure. Nervous system regulation, just nervous system work in general, was huge for me in 2025.
Number 18, accepting the aging process. I am going to be 50, and in some ways, I cannot believe this. I am noticing so many changes in my body, and honestly, in the beginning of the year, I was really not in acceptance about it. I was constantly obsessing about going to get lip filler, try to do something about these wrinkles that are coming in every day, and I was wrestling with it, and I finally just surrendered, and I was like, okay, the gray hairs are coming. The hairs are growing on my chin. This is part of life. God, help me to see that the aging process and everything that comes with it is actually something that is to be treasured. It's unfortunate how our society looks down upon the aging process when really this is the crown of life. When you're about to hit 50, this is where you're starting to become the sage, the wise one, the teacher, where you pass down all the wisdom that you have gathered throughout your life and you leave it to the next generation. I am accepting the aging process gracefully, and God is helping me to do that. So a lot of people don't know this about me, but I have a tremendous amount of pain. I wake up in pain. I'm in pain throughout the whole entire day. This started in 2010. It's a mystery to even me, to the doctors. What I realized a lot in 2025 was that I just need to surrender to say, even though you want to go, do, you need to listen to your body, and your body is screaming at you. So 2025 was definitely a year of a lot of surrender, a lot of acceptance, a lot of slowing down. I mean, this might not sound like a big deal to some people, but just even going to the beach, and instead of thinking like, oh my God, I need to be productive here at the beach, I need to go for a long 5-mile run, be like, no, how about you just relax and you just go swimming and you allow your body to feel safe and you allow your body to feel comfortable. When you know that you are a child of God and you are seated in heavenly places, you know that all of your needs are taken care of by the Lord. So you're able to give more generously, not foolishly. This year, I am being way more generous than I've ever been. And honestly, it feels like a spiritual experience. It feels like a Christmas miracle. And I am so grateful because I am saying bye-bye to the lack mentality around money and hello to the wealth and abundance that has always been mine in the Lord. In 2025, I started off this year with amazing friendships. I have the best friendships. But in 2025, because I just continued to grow, there were some friendships that I needed to let go of, and that it's not always easy, right? Just like the aging process, it's not necessarily easy sometimes to let go and let things just kind of end. And I'm so grateful for those aligned friendships in my life. I am grateful to all the friendships that
brought me to this place that are no longer with me, but I love these people, and you just never know. We might pick up where we left off one day. I started 2025 in a 12-step program, and 12-step programs have literally saved my life, and I've been in a number of them. However, I just realized that although I love them, it just didn't feel like it was in alignment anymore. So I take the way of living that the 12-step program has kind of taught me, all about honesty, communication, making amends, bringing things into the light, having a higher power in your life. I just incorporate those into my life, and it's just become a way of life for me. I don't feel like I have to go to those meetings. I'm not dogging on 12-step meetings at all. I'm just saying after 20 years of being in them, I just felt like it was time for me to kind of take the training wheels off. The next takeaway is appreciating a more simple, slower life. This area where I'm walking is right in my backyard, basically, and I come here almost every single morning. I have really slowed down a lot in 2025. I took so many things off my plate. I have a tendency to cram jam my schedule with a lot of things, to just let myself come home. And it's like, you know what, if you're not producing, making a podcast or creating a video or whatever, like, you're okay, Mandy. It was very uncomfortable at first, but now I'm quite okay with just having my hands in a few things, but I can really go so much more deep with those things because I'm not spread so thin. This next takeaway, I'm not exactly sure even how to explain it, but I would say it goes something like this. All my life, it felt like I was trying to be someone or get somewhere. Why am I washing the kitchen table so fast? Like as though a tiger's chasing me. Why don't I just slow down? Brush your teeth slowly. Wash the table slowly. Be completely present in every single space that you're at. Because the truth of the matter is that there is no place better than the present right now. Because in the present, that is where the Lord is. And then you start taking actions and living your life in accordance with that. And that brings me to my last point. Once I finally got it, and I'm talking about I got it. I don't have to be anyone else but me. There's nowhere else to go except for to be just right here. I started looking around, and it was as though I was like, oh my gosh, I've always had everything that I need. I've always been okay. I've always been enough. What have I been doing? Why have I been wasting my time? I can still do things. I can still dream. I can still create, but I don't have to come from this wounded place or this identity that is in this land of, I don't think I'm enough, so I'm going to take actions from there. I was finally able to just land in this land. And it's so ironic to me because right up there's a trail, and it's called the Stairway to Heaven. I hiked that trail in 2018 with so much anxiety, going, there's no way I'll ever be able to live in Hawaii. There's no way that I'll ever make this possible. I'm not good enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not da-da-da-da-da. But the funny thing is this is where I live now. So this is where Mandy Monday Vlogs was born out of. I don't need to perform. I don't need to put pressure on myself. I don't need to be overly productive. I don't need to be throwing a billion pieces of spaghetti against the wall and wondering which one's going to stick. Although in doing all that, it did help me to get to this place. I get to just be me. I'm just going to record my normal life. So I'm 49 years old. I'm doing a vlog. Why the heck not? If you want to follow my Mandy Monday vlog journey, then please subscribe. And I would love for you to be part of the journey, and please comment. I really want to know how this vlog landed for you. This is my first vlog. This is my looking forward to 2026. And make sure that you come back and join me for Mandy Monday next Monday. And one more thing. Because I'm getting used to being a businesswoman and selling things and knowing that selling is a service, especially when you're selling something that's amazing, why don't you go, after you watch this vlog, to my online shop and check out my stickers, check out my prints, check out my greeting cards. Buy something for your friends, buy something for yourself, buy something sweet and fun and make someone's day. Write a card, for goodness sake. Write a handwritten card and send it to somebody. Get a sticker for somebody. We can all create and do something and make the world better